Okay, so you think a ban on possession of carbofuran in Maryland would be a good thing in the interest of not just birds, but people too?
Absolutely. I mean, the images we see of some of the containers in which this stuff has been stored for 10, 15 years typically shows a paper-based container, whether it's a paper bag, which was how it was most frequently sold, a paper bag with a plastic liner, or in paper drums, 55-gallon drum that was essentially cardboard, because it was not intended for long-term storage. It was intended for short-term storage and shipping. And that stuff is so nasty. It gets into the water. It gets out in the environment. It gets on any surface with which it comes in contact, and it dissolves readily. And it's a threat to people who, perhaps visit farms, live on farms, work on farms, may have no idea in the world that this stuff is sitting around in a workshop or the corner of a barn someplace. And it can really be devastating. There is no legitimate reason whatsoever for people to possess carbofuran in any of its manifestations, whether liquid or granular, and it needs to be safely removed from private possession and destroyed.
The case in Dagsboro, Delaware that happened in 2016, which I think I sent you a copy of my article, the carbofuran was seized and then voluntarily given up for safe disposal. It was both granular and liquid form, and it was old stock. Yeah, so this is still around, even though it was...
It's definitely still around. And, and part of this is we have to facilitate the surrender of the products. I mean, here in Virginia, we had a very high-profile series of toxic waste collection days. And it wasn't just pesticides. It was old paint, old chemicals sitting around the house that no longer had a label on it. Nobody knew what it was, but it had been on the shelf downstairs for as long as anyone could remember. And these are the kinds of things that have to be handled specially and safely and carefully. And the state has got to step up and make it possible for that. You can't blame a person for possessing something without affording them the opportunity and the means through which to dispose of it safely.